Good morning, welcome to today's tip list. It's episode 28 and it's October 23rd today, and actually we should have released this tip list last week, but I was on holiday. It didn't really happen because I was in Paris, so it would have been a bit inconvenient to say the least. And actually this week I'm releasing two track lists, one today, one on Friday, because there's just so many tracks to talk about. And some of these tracks have already been removed from our latest releases playlist, because I try to keep that at like 20 tracks to keep it just relevant. However, I still felt these tracks deserved some love, so here we are. We're starting this track list, this tip list off with Moth. This is their latest single, R.I.N, or released in to rotting. Jesus, it's not my day today. Anyway, try again. Rotting into nothingness. Here we go.
Hello there, bitch. Are you comfortable right now?
Alright, that was Moth with R.I.N, or Rotting into Nothingness. Moth, they're slowly making names for themselves in the Dutch metal community. They're playing a bunch of shows all over, getting pretty good responses because of their live performance everywhere they play. And not so long ago they came out with this pretty great t-shirt that featured the cover art for R.I.N. The track was supposed to drop a bit earlier, but the band decided to take a little bit more time to make it perfect. And it is what we would expect from death mod, raw, old school, death metal, nothing too complicated. Just powering through 3 minutes of heavy riffs, grunts, and it's not necessarily my style all the way through, but there are some pretty great riffs in there. So yeah, and of course the artwork of the track, that's amazing. I really enjoyed that, at least. Next up, a track from Athena's Warship. We heard another track from this band a while back. This is their latest one. This is Hell. All right, there's a little bit of track left, but yeah, this is most of the song actually. This was Athena's Warship, a new two-man project combining death metal with metalcore, some symphonic influences. And the first track they released, Vesalius, was a nice debut, and they're continuing on that track with the latest release, Hell. And it's for sure pretty heavy on the deathcore side with the vocals, the fast blasts, but the chorus parts are pretty melodic and open and kind of reminded me of like Shadow with Intent or maybe even Slaughter to Prevail, and that heaviness with the more melodic synth parts, yeah, that just works really well. And it's more melodic death metal maybe than anything else, especially the break with the solo. It's almost like a classical solo riff. I really enjoyed listening to this track. Onto some very, very different, something very, very different with Elizium. They released their latest album, Losing Light, on the 4th of October, and Shadow and Rust is one of the tracks of that album. See what you think of it.
A lot of commotion, hollering, shoving, dogs, whips. And the first command we heard was women and children to the left, men to the right.
Tragic fate. Shadow and dust, we live our lives
Yeah, we are all shadow and dust. That was the beautiful track from Elizium, and they released their latest album, Losing Light, on the 4th of October. Shadow and Dust is one of the tracks of the album, and I didn't really know which track to pick for the playlist, but it made sense to me to pick the final track because it's just a beautiful ballad. And Elizium plays dark rock, or you could label it gothic rock or gothic metal or doom metal maybe even. It's just nice, dark, melancholic, hauntingly beautiful with those lyrics, and the album contains 10 tracks in total, so if you enjoyed this track, maybe check out the rest of Losing Light. Back to some more energy, more death. Let's go to Changing Tides, Sense of Time. Yeah, that was Sense of Time, the latest Changing Tides track. And these guys are pretty close to releasing their full album, Amidst the Grey. Actually, the title track for that album will be released with a video clip later this week on the 25th. And for this track, Sense of Time, they got the help from Adam on Earth, the vocalist of Oceano. And it's actually more melodic than I would expect from Changing Tides. So this is maybe a Changing Tides ballad. maybe you would classify it as that. Adam's vocals, at least, are a very, very nice addition to this track. So I cannot wait to hear the rest of the album. All right, next up, Unnerve. Something really short and really loud. Don't miss it, because it's very, 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 very short. Alright, that was Filter from Unnerve, and yeah, it's a really short track. It's a bit of hardcore, it's a bit of nu metal maybe, it's a bit chaotic, it's a bit, yeah, whatever. And I think it's really interesting because it's so chaotic. And there are some pretty nice vocals hidden in there as well. I'm not really sure what label to put on this, and I think that's exactly what Unnerve was going for. My only feedback would be that this track is too short. There's so much going on, and I would have liked for this track to be at least twice as long. Next up, a new track by Ecocide. This is Embers. Alright, that was the latest Ecocide track. That was Embers. And yeah, we love some Ecocide, some more death metal. These guys are releasing their new album on the 9th of November. And they are again showing with Embers that they definitely belong in the top of the Dutch death metal scene. Death metal though, there are definitely again a bit of the core elements mixed in, as we've heard in the previous single, and it's just a more, well, they call it a more modern blend of death metal. There is for sure some core in there. Anyway, this track is actually pretty listenable. Nice chorus, easy to follow along songwriting. Bit mellow to say the least, for Ecocide at least, but also, if you listen closely, there are some intricate riffs there. So yeah, it's still pretty much an Ecocide song, but just a bit more Ecocide 2.0 maybe. Next up, another quite fast track. Just a party track. This is Betonblok with, yeah, I cannot really translate this to English because it just makes sense in Dutch. Breng ons bier. I already told you it was a very, very fast track. Breng ons bier, or bring us beer, basically the English translation. It's the latest track from party trash band Betonblok. These guys are releasing their debut EP on the 1st of November, and honestly, all of their tracks are pure comedy gold. It's in Dutch, so while you might enjoy the music, if you don't speak Dutch, you probably will not get the humor, and there is a lot of it, I promise. Stay tuned for the full EP review, because they have a lot more where this came from. We continue with some more death metal. This is Klaiton with Scavenger.
But God never showed up. And he never changed the circumstances. That was that.
All right, that was Klaiton, their latest track, Scavenger. And Klaiton is actually the band of the parents of Inherited. And they are probably where the boys got their inspiration first. Klaiton has been playing for quite a while, but they never actually got around to record their tracks until now. And in the next tip list, we have another of their tracks since their full EP, Behind the Ritual, is actually already out now. It was released on Cash Fest on the 12th of October. Scavenger was the first track, though, plain and simple, old school death metal, but done really, really well, so we enjoyed it a lot. Next up, final track for this episode today. This is 12 Thorns with Exsilium. All right, talking about nice artwork. The artwork for this track is really spot on. This was the final track for today's episode, the latest track by 12 Thorns, Exsilium. And similar to Tanium, they mix black metal with deathcore, and this track, it's mainly, well, at least it mainly starts like a black metal track in the beginning, but it doesn't take long for the deathcore to kick in though. I'm usually not a really big fan of big squeals, in this amount, I can actually handle it. Also, because of the groovy riff right after, it's just a banger, and I love the low grunts on this track. It truly is just a really great song, and I've actually heard it more times than I would like to admit. This Friday, we're back with another second episode this week, because we're running a bit late. We're running a week behind, and in next episode we have another Klaiton track. We're going to talk about the debut EP of Islander, and another awesome black metal track from Dark Matter and Annihilation. So stay tuned for that. See you on Friday, or see you next week for next week's playlist.